Snyder from MJ Shady Inkers, soon to be Let's Caffeinate and Create. Welcome to Day 13's project in a card a day in November 2024 Christmas edition. Even though we just did a tag, either or, it's projects galore. So I'm super excited. I chose for the monochromatic Spirit of Christmas. I'm added the of Christmas to use Cindy Foder's beautiful Shepherd's Care stamp set. This is an achievement she received and able to help design a stamp set by reaching $1 million in sales over her career as a demonstrator, which is a super amazing achievement that less than 1% of demonstrators achieve throughout their career. So it's pretty substantial to be able to reach that goal and continue on with amazing sales and creativity and inspiration to others. I really love this. This is the true spirit of Christmas right here. And I thought this was perfect for this theme. And I chose to use a variety of blues, actually Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, and I think there might be some Misty Moonlight in here. Now this designer series paper you may recognize, which I will cut down to size that I need, is that awesome paper. It is called the Countryside Inn 12 by 12 Designer Series paper, item number 161467. That is in the annual catalog, and that is that beautiful array of blues and obviously the white tones. Or the white that is in that as well. And it goes with it went with that Countryside Inn suite, which was amazing. There was even a paper pumpkin kit that coordinated with it as well. So this is day 13's project, and let's get started. I have some Balmy Blue cardstock. I have this cardstock, and I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. I think I might want to. I am going to need some white, even though it's monochromatic. I'm going to grab some white because I think it's substantial. And the first thing I'm going to do, well, the next thing I'm going to do is grab some inks. Now, bear with me. I have to find my inks because they are in a bin in my stash of stuff that I need to unpack, which I'm hoping this is the lucky one. It sure is. So let me grab my stash of stamps or ink pads, and I already have Balmy Blue out. I've picked this beautiful glittered ribbon, so there is going to be some sparkle in here as well, because I can't have a project without sparkle. Night of Navy and Gold, and it's 162011. My apologies if any of these products are on unorderable or not currently available. I did not look at the list of products prior to hopping on here and sharing my ideas. I just want to inspire, and you can use whatever you have on hand. If you don't have the stamp set, grab something else that you want to use and enjoy your own creativity. All right, so I've grabbed the stamps. I'm using the snowflakes. It's kind of the little speckled stamp here. Obviously the shepherd and his lambs, and Wonderful Counselor, Prince of Peace, Mighty God, Everlasting Father. Love it. And I think the first thing I want to do is grab the shepherd, and I want to stamp him in Misty Moonlight. So for me, with larger stamps, even if they are the red rubber, I like to come in and put the ink on my stamp like that. And I'm going to stamp him in this lower left-hand corner. This is a distressed stamp image, so there's already shading and all that beautifulness. So there is that. So we can put that away. You hear my dog chewing on her bone in the background. And let's see. Let's go ahead and grab our Balmy Blue. And not only am I going to add this to the, excuse me while I grab, actually, yes, I will. Let me grab a piece of grid paper to put under here because I might stamp off here a little bit. All right, so I'm going to dab that in and just add some snow. Make sure you reverse your stamp some. And obviously, if we're doing snow, it's going to go all the way down to the bottom. like so. And kind of fill in the gaps here. Just a light snowfall going on, right? Try not to get it on. There we go. I think that's sufficient. Okay, got the snow. I also want to go ahead and add some of that snow in the background here on my card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I'm just going to go ahead and varnish that crease on my score line and add some more balmy blue, 2 balmy blue. So this is tone on tone. And I'm just going to go around the edges to where that layer of a white with the shepherd on is going to cover. So I'm just going around. As you see, we'll have that effect. So it looks like the snow is in the background as well. All right, looks kind of busy, but we are going to tone that down because we have other layers. And I'm going to cut this piece, which is a card base, but it's the quickest I could find. And that is going to get cut to 3 3/4 by 5. So we've got our Night of Navy, 3 3/4 by 5. And then I want 2 inches of this piece by 5. So that is going to layer on here. Just kind of give a little peek of a different tone there. It really would be pretty with the doves, wouldn't it? But that's going to be too busy. So let's grab our adhesive. I'm going to use my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. Just get a thin layer of that glue down the side there. And we're going to line this up to the edge and to the top and bottom, like so. So you've got just a little bit of different tone on there. This is going to get adhered to this as well. And then we're going to add our sentiment. This just tones down the busyness of the snow on both the background, like the card base, as well as this here. But we're also going to put a sentiment on there that's also going to cover some of that up. But so far, I'm really liking the way this looks. So, all right. So the next thing we want to do is grab another piece of that white paper that we had left, and we're going to stamp this. But I want to stamp this in Night of Navy, so we can put our balmy blue away. Grab Night of Navy. So we're kind of pulling all these blue tones in to pair nicely together. Of course they do, because they're monochromatic. We're going to stamp that in Night of Navy. And we can grab our punch. This is the perfect size punch for this sentiment. You can also use a die cut image if you don't have a punch, or something completely different. Now, in order to, I think that's a little crooked or off center. Let me do something different. I'm going to punch another piece. Actually, we're going to go for it. That's okay. That was my light that I just knocked over. Yes, recording live and not editing your videos, those things happen. I'm going to grab, again, my Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to add color to the outside of the circle, like so, by rolling it in the ink. That will separate it from the white background that I'm putting it on. We're going to try and avoid knocking anything else over this morning. And grab some dimensionals. But what I want to do before adhering this to the base is grab that beautiful ribbon, and I want to make sure it's flat under there. Bring it around. Make sure I have enough to, I'm not going to tie a bow, but I want to tie it in a knot. So let's grab our ribbon scissors. I'll cut that at an angle. Let's get this grid paper out of the way. That's half the problem right now. Okay, now I want to tie this over to the right. We're going to try and do a flat knot. We'll see how well I do. And this is adjustable because it's not adhered underneath. So we'll do you hold this down. So you tie your first part of the knot. However your ribbon is laying, bring it around so it's not going to cause too much bulk. You're going to tack this down. If I can get my hands on it, tack this down with your finger and pull this. And it gives you that flat knot so that the ribbon is supposed to lay nicely, but I think I tied too tight. But we're okay. It's all good. And again, with the ribbon scissors, come in here, angle that piece, and I want this to move a little bit. So we're going to, now I got 3 layers of paper here in some spots. I want that to kind of be off to the side. Actually, I'm going to have to put it to the other side. Bear with me because that sentiment needs to go there. Actually, I'm going to leave it right there because the sentiment can go right here. When you don't have your project pre-made to copy, it can tend to be a little challenging. So we'll come back to that ribbon. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this and adhere it to the card base. We have the bulk of that ribbon, which really isn't too bad in the back. I don't know why I have so many on there, but that's okay. Sniffling, sorry about that. I'm all about keeping it real, right? That light is so blinding next to me. What we do to not have shadows in our videos. All right, so we have this, beautiful. And now we're gonna add this right here and make sure that it's not gonna go off the edge of our card, so we actually can put it right up here. So it's not off the edge and it's gonna fit into our envelope. I am gonna add more of the dimensionals because I want this to separate from those layers. And just add it right here, like so. That ribbon will be right there. You can even trim that a little bit more if you'd like to. I think I will, just so it's not so bulky in the envelope. And there's that. And that is, and of course I'll add a piece of white to the inside, the same size as this, which was 5 by 4, 3 3/4, 5 by 4. 3 3/4 by 5 to the inside of our card, excuse me, and that will be my Monochromatic Spirit of Christmas card. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for project for day 14 and project for day 15 later this evening on November 19th. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a blessed day. Many Stampin' blessings, and see you soon.